we cannot put beliefs in health, okay?
Okay.
You have a mother who has a high incidence of high blood pressure and who's had a stroke,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Her children, because she has had a high incidence of it, they used to eat the way their parents ate,
Okay.
which fashions them to almost have the same occurrence as the parent does. You have a father who's an alcoholic, okay? The children have to be careful of alcoholism,
It's like a chain
okay?
reaction. Okay.
And so I will say this, my mom had a stroke and an aneurysm, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the way my mother ate, I had to not follow in the pathway of the way she used to pick her foods and choose her foods. My mother's ability to be able to, react and go off on things plays into it. And
Right.
I had to change that behavior, or I could very well have the same thing that my mother had. And so genetically, you can have a great grandfather removed that you never met. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're born with genes, okay? Behaviors. They all have it. It's almost like each one of your genes have a history to them. We don't know the history of our genes.
Right.
You don't know that you act exactly like your uncle 3 people removed that you never met. That you have this behavior. So genetics absolutely in every situation has validity when we're talking about emotions, when we're talking about disease, okay? Even if you're talking about financial wealth, if you grew up in the projects, your mother grew up in the projects, her great grandma grew up in the projects, and nobody broke that behavior. Nobody said, hey, I got to break the cycle.
Right.
That's behavior. That's a generational thing.
Right.
So it has its place in a conversation. However, you have to take accountability for your behavior. So let's use me as an example, because I know the behavior of my mother and my father. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I cannot eat a lot of salty foods. I know I have to be careful of like what kind of seasonings that's put in my food. I know the types of foods that I actually pick. You're not catching me with pig feet and hog maw. You're not gonna find me with chitlins. My mother loved them. Okay.
Yeah.
And I let her soul rest in peace. This is a learning thing, having ribs and all these things, they play into these conditions.
Right.
Now, you tell me, if I said, oh yeah, my mom ate the best pig feet, hog maw, there was something called souse meat. I can't even tell you what it looked like. It was just fat and all this other kind of stuff
Yeah.
in it. And it's a delicacy. A lot of people like it, but these things cause blood pressure issues,
Mm-hmm.
cholesterol issues, baldness, a whole lot of things that these things cause. So for me, I have to say, look at that pig feet and say, I'm cool. I'm good on it. I don't want no pig feet. I'm cool on ribs. You understand?
Right.
I don't want no pork chops.
No swine.
I don't want no liver and gizzards. That's what they ate. So do you understand the tone of how we have to approach these things?